What's up YouTube, this is LDS Alliance. Today I'm going to do a video and show you how to build this nice bookshelf here and take you step by step through the design and the build. I'm going to put a link in the description and on the video to show you the build plans, but as always I'll take you through and show you step by step how to build this. Okay, to get started here's our lumber that we need. We need two 8-foot long pieces of 1 by 12, and then we need at least 4 more feet of 1 by 12. This one's actually 6 feet, but because they didn't have a 4-foot piece. We need some planking, some 3.5-inch wide planking. This is tongue and groove pine. It'll be perfect for the back. We need 2 pieces of 1 by 2, again 8 feet long. 2 pieces of 1 by 3, which are also 8 feet long, and then 4 2 by 2s that are 8 feet long. In addition to that, we need some wood glue. We need some 1 1/4 inch finish nails and some 2.5-inch pocket hole screws that we'll need a little bit later on. Alright, first cut we need the 1 by 2 pieces, and we're going to cut 4 pieces out that are 11 1/4 inches long. Alright, now we need to cut, again with the 1 by 2s, we need to cut 6 pieces that are 21.5 inches long. Okay, now we need to take the 2 by 2 pieces and cut all 4 of them to 62 3/4 inches long. Okay, with the leftover pieces from the 2 by 2s, we need to cut 4 pieces that are 21.5 inches long. Okay, now we're going to use the 1 by 3s, and we're going to cut 6 pieces that are 26 inches long. Alright, now on these 3.5-inch wide wood planks, which are going to make up the back of the bookcase, we need 7 of these pieces, and we're going to cut all 7 of them to exactly 5 feet or 60 inches long. Okay, so with the 1 by 12s, with the 4-foot piece or the 6-foot board, whatever other piece, you need to get 2 21.5-inch pieces out of that, and then with the leftovers of the longer 1 by 12 boards that we're going to use in a second, we'll be able to cut another 2 21.5-inch pieces. So in total we need 4 21.5-inch pieces out of the 1 by 12s, which are going to be the shelves of the bookcase. For these big 1 by 12s, they're going to be the sides of the bookshelf, and we're going to need to cut them at 60 3/4 inches. Both of the 8-foot pieces, cut them at 60 3/4 inches each, and then the little scraps that we have here, we're going to cut out those 21.5-inch bookshelf pieces from those. Okay, so now we need to take our little trim pieces out of the 1 by 2, which are 11.5, I believe, and we want to glue them on one side. And we'll spread that around. and then we're going to actually put it underneath because we're going to be nailing from this side. So we'll put it down, we'll get it all lined up. So we want to get this lined up perfectly here, and then we're going to be nailing from, this will be actually the inside part, inside the bookshelf, so that's where we want to nail from so that we don't see any of the nail holes. Okay, now we take the 2x2 pieces for the leg pieces that we cut, and we're going to glue them and screw them into the side piece. So I'm going to put a bead of glue on the one edge that's going to come in contact with the board on the inside. You don't want to smooth it out to the whole piece because part of it's not going to be touching. You know, it's only halfway up. So put it on the one edge, flip it over, press it against like so, and then we're going to do the other side the same way. So now once we've got the glue down, we're going to clamp this together a little bit to give us some stability to hold these in place while we use the nail gun to attach these pieces together. So let's get it perfectly lined up. Clamp it down. And then now you're going to need to use a little bit longer nails on this probably. The 1 1/4 will work, but I'm going to actually use 2-inch finish nails for this, if you have them. Okay, so then we come down to the other side and put nails in on the bottom. And then the middle piece is going to bow a little bit, so we want to line it up kind of with your fingers a little bit so that it's flush here, and then put some more nails in right on the edge. You're going to have to be careful to make sure that it gets into the board, so make sure your nail gun is straight. So I'm going to put 3 more in here in the middle just to make sure that there's no gaps. Okay, so here's what the sides are going to look like when they're done. It looks pretty good so far, and my wonderful assistant just brought up a good point that now's the time to think of where you want the shelves to go before we get too far into this, and make sure that, you know, take some textbooks or wherever you're going to put in this thing and measure them, make sure that you know where you want the shelves to go. Okay, next we're going to take our 2x2 pieces, the 21.5-inch or whatever they are, and these are going to be the lateral supports for the top and the bottom of the bookshelf, and we're going to drill pocket holes in so that we can screw them in from the top without having to screw them in from the sides or try to nail them in, which won't be ideal. So I'm going to use 2.5-inch screws, which means you'll use the 1.5-inch setting on the Craig jig, and then we're going to put them in on either side like I've already done with this board, and do both of the top supports first, and then we'll move on to the bottom supports. Okay, now we've got our pocket hole driver here and a 2.5-inch pocket hole screw. We've got this clamped down so that it'll hold it in place, and then we just put the screw into the pocket hole. Okay, this is going to be the bottom shelf. So we need our two 2x2s, our final two 2x2 pieces. Those are going to be on the sides, and then we need one of our 1x12 shelf pieces. So we're going to glue again on the side and put them together. Just do a small bead of glue on the edges, and then we're going to take use some finish nails and nail in from the sides. You can use pocket holes if you want in here, but it's just more work and not terribly necessary on shelves because they're not going to be holding hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Okay, so let's take the bottom shelf and let's put glue on the edge. And then we're going to put it into the bottom here, slide it in until it's flush. And then we're going to nail in from the side over here. Alright, now we're going to build the other three shelves. We're going to take 1x2s. We have 4 1x2s, or 6 1x2s left. We're going to use 2 on each. So on one side we're going to do a bead of glue on the edge, and then we're going to put it up against the back of the shelf like that. And then on the other side we're going to put a bead of glue on the bottom like so, and we're going to put it on its side like that, and then we're going to clamp it together and shoot some nails through it to hold it together instead of doing the pocket holes. So we need 3 of these just like this. Now that we've got all the shelves done, lay the bookshelf on its back here and go ahead and slide the shelves in, and then the gap between these shelves here, these are all 13.5 inches between these, and then it's 12 3/4 inches from the top shelf to the top. So what we're going to do, I just have these kind of in place to mock these up. We're going to actually drill some pocket holes from the underneath into the side. That way we can put some pocket hole screws on the underneath of this. And now this has a lip on it, so you're not going to be able to see behind it. So they'll be pretty well hidden. And so we'll do 2 here, 2 here, and so on for the 3 shelves. Okay, now we're going to take our 1x3 pieces. The instructions say to pocket hole all these together. That would be an incredible amount of work. So what I'm going to do is, I've got this, they need to stick out 3/4 on each side, and then I've got it sticking out just a little bit to allow for the boards, the little planks on the back. And I'm going to nail them in from the top into the sides, and then I'm going to fill all of these little nail holes with wood filler when I'm done. You'll be able to see a tiny little pinhole, but it's a whole lot less work, and I'm not going to do pocket holes on all of these, putting them together. That's just insane. So I'm going to put a couple nails in this and then line the rest of them up and do the same with the rest. Okay, so for these back planks, we're going to put a little bit of wood glue in the groove here. Just a little bit. You don't want too much, or it's going to make a mess everywhere. A little bit more. Okay. And then we're going to take the tongue of one of the other pieces, and we're going to put it in the groove. And then we're going to continue doing that for all of the 7 pieces so that they're connected together and ready to be nailed onto the back of the bookshelf. Okay, now that we've got these together and the glue is halfway dry anyway, this is the back side. Make sure that you put the planks the way you want them toward the front of the bookshelf. This is the back. No one cares about this, the way this looks. So we make it, flush it up with the sides, and then we're going to put finishing nails around to hold it in place. Okay, so here's what it looks like when it's finished. Planking turned out nice on the inside. Looks really good. And we're going to sand this off camera and get it prepped for staining or painting, but essentially the project is complete. So thanks for watching, guys.